Hey, it's Chris at Roadside. Today I'm going to give you an update to that Cabover video we shot almost 3 years ago. And you might be a little surprised. My neighbor Keith and I are pretty excited to get this truck. It's a really complete, original example of this type of vehicle. There's not many around, and while it had some issues in its current state, we were still able to drive it around and walk a few times and have some fun with it. We also kept a list together of our major issues, some of those including some suspension failures, a worn, tired flathead. While we knew we could continue to drive the truck, we knew we might provide more harm to it than good. Another issue that plagued us was the shop. A truck of that scale requires more shop space and bigger tools. And while I've got a good working garage, I don't have the kind of space that needed. So we made the decision to mothball it until we could get the proper facilities to do the restoration that truck deserves. But while we're at it, we're still adding to our list, and we've been able to acquire quite a few things. We've got a lot of pieces off of eBay that we need. We've picked up a second chassis. There's even the shorter Ford script stake bed if we want to go that route. So is putting it off the best decision? I think for us it is. In the end, we plan on coming out with a far better product and giving it more detail than we can give in the current location. So if we haven't been working on the truck, what have we been doing? So the faithful Model A came to a grinding halt one day. Actually, the ring gear in the rear end broke some teeth, they went around, they cracked the housing, and that involved a full rebuild. Specialized tools to be made. 3 rear ends had to be disassembled, inspected to put together one good new rear axle. Plus, we put a high-speed ring and pinion in it, and now that truck will keep up at 65 miles an hour with no problem. The 55 with its supercharged engine was really good to look at and a lot of fun. However, the added horsepower meant that we were breaking parts and pieces. We had broken motor mounts, the clutch had burned up, and we broke part of the transmission. While I enjoyed the big horsepower and the wagon low, it did cause some drivability issues. At the same time, I'm really in love with the junior stock era of the early 60s. It seemed like a good idea to change this car up so I could get some more drivability out of it and a little bit more fun. The 39 is my old high school car, and for years, I collected a lot of vintage speed parts just for that project. The end's a D-stroked 327 taken down to a 301 Chevy, then it was bored up to a 311. It was mated to an early hydromatic 4-speed drag racing transmission. Making all these parts streetable takes a little extra care and a little extra planning. We're back on the road and having a lot more fun with that car. We also recently picked up a 1962 Texas-made boat, And while I've done a wood boat restoration in the past, this will be my first fiberglass boat. If you guys want, we'll do some videos of it as well. We did some modifications on our camper, took it on a few vacations, and still had lots of kid things to do. The biggest change in our downtime was the shop. Actually, some pretty big changes to the shop. I find I only use a 20 by 30 foot space for most of the projects I have going on. The new space is working out great. We're going to be doing some more videos on that. We're also going to showcase how we repurpose a lot of these vintage collectibles into useful items for keeping tools, maintenance handy around the shop. The space also doubles as a paint booth. In fact, one more project we have is our 90s Nissan, fresh in the paint booth right now with the first black paint job I have ever done. The good news is the shop next door, that project's back on. The plan is to get that Cabover in there and get working on it. So I hope this starts to answer some of the questions of what's been going on with that truck. Let me know if you like what you see, or if you've got suggestions for other videos, put them down below. Thanks for watching.